So these verses of the Bhagavatam describe how the living entity finally reaches the spiritual world. The Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam teaches us who we are, what is our real position, because this knowledge cannot be attained by our own self-endeavor. We are here for some number of years and then we die. How much do we know about the world? How much do we know about the universe? Even if we take the cumulative knowledge accumulated over generations of human existence, even then, compared to the cosmos, how big the universe is, why these different planets exist, why these different universe, the way it is, it exists, how can a small human being on this earth figure out everything? We know the speed of light is very, very high speed. Some of the planets, some of the stars that we see today, the light left that star 4 years back. And then now we are seeing. And these are not very far off stars. These are relatively considered nearby stars. Can you imagine how big the universe is? How vast? Scientists are engaged in varieties of experimental methods. There is one project called SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And now they say that more or less it is confirmed that there is intelligence in the universe. So how we can contact them, how we can. So it's actually a very, very vast universe for human being to know. Actually, they are trying to figure out what the universe is made of, what forces, what energies. The subject, why this is made, is an altogether even more complex. So, the Vedic culture teaches this method of trying to understand the universe is not going to succeed. Gnane prayasam udapasya namanta eva sanmukaritam bhavadiyavad stane stitaha shrutigatam tanuman manobhir. This is Lord Brahma's statement in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where he is saying Gnana Prayasa, this hard endeavor to figure out what this world is, this knowledge, acquiring this knowledge, Udapasya, let us set it aside. It's not going to work. Who is saying this? Brahma, the creator himself, is saying this. Gnane Prayasa Udapasya Namanta eva. Become a little humble. Otherwise we are very arrogant. I know everything. think I'll figure this out with my little brain. So Namantai. And Sat Mukharitam Bhavadiya Vartham, Krishna's instructions as it is explained by great devotees. Shruti Gatam Tanuvam. And hearing that. This is the alternative process that is recommended in the Vedic culture. And this Vedic knowledge is very, very vast. There are the Vedas, the Puranas, the Upanishads, Aranyakas, Brahmanas. It is so vast. If someone tries to read all of them, one will be very confused to understand, is there a cogent, consistent, single direction and purpose, or it is all very, very complicated. Just like this verse we are reading, how from a portion of the ego, vibration of sound is created, and a portion of sound, atmospheric air is created. Like this, the Vedas also have, Upanishads also have. Not very easy to comprehend. So we need the help of the acharyas. And Bhagavad Gita is considered to be an excellent presentation of the essence of all the Upanishads. Sarvo Upanishado Gavo. So, all the Upanishads, all the Vedas, the message is presented by Krishna. And one of the statements of Krishna is Vedaischa Sarvai Ahami. From all of this Vedic literatures, from all of this Vedic knowledge, what is the ultimate end? It is to understand Krishna. This is how the Bhagavad Gita is presented. And actually, it's very interesting to see. Arjuna, he thought that this is a battle, and this battle within our family, we were supposed to get kingdom. My cousin Duryodhana did not agree to give the kingdom. So here we are to fight for the kingdom. This was the conception Arjuna had at the beginning of the Gita. And so he relatively analyzed, should I kill my own cousins? Should I kill my own grandfather, my teacher? So he sort of concluded that, no, better not. It's okay, let's not have kingdom. We'll go to the forest, we'll leave it. But his friend and charioteer, Krishna, was there. And he was a little bewildered. He was bewildered. Dharma sammuda chetaha. What is my duty? There was sammuda chetaha. He was bewildered. And so he asked Krishna, Yat shreya nishchitam bruhitan me. Krishna, can you please explain what is good for me? I'm confused about my duty. And then Krishna gave him an altogether new perspective of the whole battlefield, battle, Kurukshetra, what is going on, Arjuna, his situation, everything. Arjuna thought it was just a family feud that I am supposed to be involved in a fight. But Krishna disclosed to him the big picture. No. You should know who you are, you should know who I am, and what this world is, what this universe is, and what this is happening here. It is actually my mission. And who am I? Aham sarvasya prabhavo matthas sarvam pravartate. I am the source of everything. Suddenly Arjuna realized, oh my God, what is this? I thought I'm just sitting in front of my cousin and he's my good friend, about the same age, contemporaries, and he has kindly agreed to become my charioteer. But now I understand, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Acham Vibho. Oh, you are the Param Brahma. You are the source of everything. You are the cause of everything. You are the cause of all the Devatas. Oh, now I understand. So in other words, what was happening? Arjuna had a small idea. He thought it's a family feud. Krishna told him, no, this battle is of cosmogonal significance. This is of epic significance. This is something I am interested in. And you know who I am. I'm the cause of everything, the source of everything. I'm the source of you, the universe, Devatas, everything. I'm the controller. Then Arjuna was, oh my God, this is what this is. That's why Arjuna says, Nashta moha smrutur labdva tvat prasadan mayachyuta. My moha, illusion, I was thinking it's a small family feud. I should decide whether to fight or not. I can go to the... No, now I understand. Now my illusion. And smrutir labdva. And now my understanding, my remembrance of who I am, related to you, connected to you, has dawned on me. And all of this by your mercy. Gata sandeha, stithosmi gata sandeha. All my doubts have gone. Now I understand I must work according to your order. Karishye vachanam tava. I will act according to you. So Krishna, Arjuna now realized that this battle I am involved in, it is not just for a kingdom for us, for 5 brothers. No, it is as per the Lord's plan, and He has a mission. And I am supposed to engage in that part, become part of the fulfillment of that mission. Like say for instance, suppose you get a letter. You are a humble man, you are thinking I am just an ordinary Joe in this world. But suddenly you get a letter from the Prime Minister's office. And the Prime Minister is saying, we have an important national mission and I want you to participate in it. I know who you are and I have chosen you. We have a national mission with our neighbor, Pakistan. And I want you to do something. Then suddenly, oh my God, I thought I'm an ordinary Joe and I'm called by the Prime Minister now. You'll feel very special, isn't it? Or say for instance, you get a letter from the United Nations saying, dear so-and-so, we have heard about you. We have a global mission. And come, we want you to play a role in that. And all of a sudden I've become such an important man, involved in a global mission. Isn't it? In the same way, Arjuna thought that it was a family feud. Then Krishna is saying, no, it is my plan. I come here millennium after millennium for a certain purpose, and hence I have come here. Hardly one knows me in truth, who I am. Very few people know who I am. My birth, my activities are all transcendental. Fools think that I am just an ordinary person and they deride me. They don't know. What about common human beings? Devadanamaha naviduhu. Even devatas, the asuras, big pious people, even they don't know who I am. So like this, Krishna started speaking. Then Arjuna said, okay, Lord, now I understand. I am your part and parcel and I must serve you, and you have a mission. You are saying, I am ready to fight. And Arjuna agreed to fight. And you know what happened after. Now the most interesting thing comes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose appearance we celebrated yesterday, he is telling us, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself who appeared. Why? One of multiple reasons. One of the important reasons is Krishna had come and he had personally spoken the Bhagavad Gita about him and people misunderstood. They didn't understand the Gita. Krishna had spoken about his truth. Scholars, big philosophers, all of them misunderstood. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself appeared, now playing the role of a devotee. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling us, which is further later on elaborated and clarified and made clear for our understanding by acharyas like Srila Prabhupada. All of you, all of us who are otherwise ordinary Joes, we can all become part of the mission of the Lord. Can you imagine this? This is the opportunity that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering. Actually, it is there in the Gita. Krishna said, after speaking the Bhagavad Gita, sometimes people say, Arjuna was very fortunate, he had Krishna directly there, telling him, and Krishna had appeared, and he had a mission, and Krishna chose Arjuna, and he said, you fight, this is my mission, and you can be part of my mission. So fortunate Arjuna was. We are all not so fortunate. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, in Krishna's words, he has said that my mission did not begin and close 5,000 years ago. I have an ongoing mission in this world. I have created this universe. I am maintaining this universe. And I am controlling and manipulating the different aspects of the universe because I have a mission. And all living entities he is inviting can become part of that mission. This is actually the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna, after he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, he said, Arjuna, I have given you the most confidential knowledge. And then, I remember when I was a young devotee coming from college, once a Maharaj was, an Italian Maharaj was there. He was giving class. And then he asked, which is the most important verse in the Bhagavad Gita? And a few of us put our hand up and said, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva. So then that Maharaj told. I think Prabhupada has said that, I have not checked. That is the most important verse for outsiders. For devotees, which is the most important verse. He said the verse after that is the most important. Nacha tasmad manushyeshu. Not Yehidam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshva bhidas. Bhaktim mayi param krutva mameva eshyati asam. This is the most important verse for devotee. What is this verse? Yehidam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshva bhidas. This very confidential knowledge, sarvadharman parityajya, it's the most confidential knowledge. One who preaches this in this world, that is the greatest service one can do. And nacha tasman manushyeshu kaschin me priyakrittamaha. And one who does this is most dear to me. These two verses are the most important verses for the devotee. Actually, in these two verses, Krishna is disclosing his ongoing mission in this material world. He has an ongoing mission that this knowledge that who we are, who is Krishna, what is our role, what is this universe all about, what we have to do in our limited time that we have, and how we can be part of that mission of the Lord is disclosed. And that so simply, so in a most easily understandable and practicable form, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. And what he said was, Kyare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadhi. This is the mission of Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited everyone to participate in that. So, here we have an opportunity. If you get a letter from a Prime Minister's office, you will think, oh my God, I am so special. Or if you get a letter from the United Nations for a global mission, you think, oh my God, I am so special. I have been chosen for a global mission. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering, not for a national mission, not for a global mission, for a cosmogonal mission. A mission in this universe, in this cosmos. Each one of us can become a participant in that mission of the Lord. Can you imagine? And if we want to play that role in the hands of Krishna, then Krishna Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham. Whatever you lack, I will provide, and whatever you have, I will preserve. This is the huge opportunity that is actually in front of us. Now we can decide, shall I become part of the cosmogonal mission of the Lord, or I'll take care of my personal life very nicely. My family, my home, my own little thing. I will do that. Of course, it is not that if you become involved in the mission of the Lord, your personal life, your little thing is not going to be neglected. Lord will protect you. Lord will protect all your interests to ensure that you are well maintained and everybody else connected to you is also taken care. Lord is not going to neglect us. But our life can become elevated to a much higher scale. Be part of the mission of the Lord, rather than pursuit of my own selfish desires and selfish plans. This is the opportunity. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is inviting all of us to become part, play that role. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I have brought the treasure from the spiritual world. But how much can I alone distribute? I need the help of all of you to distribute this nectar. This is one of the poetic statements of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is inviting, and especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, those who are born in Bharatvarsh, they have an important responsibility to understand this message and present this message to the whole world. Because this message is not an Indian message, it's not a Hindu message, it is not a Brahmin message, it is a message for everyone. It's meant to benefit everyone. And that message is that each one of us, we are not this body. Here there is a nice word, Bruhadatma Lingam. Each one of us have a form, not this form. This form is not our form. This life I have this form, previous life I had some other form, maybe flying in the air. Next life, I don't know. These are all temporary forms that we'll acquire according to karma and we give up. This is not my form. This is not my Atma Lingam. Lingam means my form. Atma means my own. What is my own form? My own form is, according to my relation with Krishna, a certain form I have in the spiritual world. That is my Atma Lingam. Bruhadatma Lingam. And to attain that Bruhadatma Lingam, my transcendental constitutional position, and to be associated with the Lord in the spiritual atmosphere, that is the highest perfection. And Bhagavatam is presenting this, and Srila Prabhupada is explaining these things in the purport. We will stop here. If there is any question, I will try to answer. Yes, please.
So as we move from this during last session, we move from earthly existence to godly existence to higher existence. So is it that we don't have the previous element included in the next, and how we perceive all those different forms that are existing in the existence?
If we surrender to Krishna, Krishna will help us penetrate through all this, and then you will know the answer. I have not penetrated. Yes.
You mentioned in the class that now the scientists are also realizing that the universe is so much huge in terms of calculation and everything, so they are not able to estimate answers to the queries that they are having regarding the universe, size and etc. So is this a good sign for the devotees, for us, for the teachers to reach this knowledge of Vedic knowledge to them?
Yes, devotees should take advantage of these things. And there are people who, when they hear this and understand this, they say, yeah, this is true. We must, how much can our own human intelligence capture all this? Just like when the child is very small, child cannot understand so many things. Right? And then as the child grows and becomes an adult, now we seem to have a brain and which can understand. But no guarantee. There may be many more things that, just like a child is not aware of so many things, even in this brain, even in the adult brain, even in the developed brain, many things are beyond powers of cognition. You see? So it's a very good argument to make to people, and there will be good number of people who can appreciate this perspective and say that yes, there are many things beyond the reach of my cognitive powers, even as a human being. And so I should look for alternate methods. And here, Vedic literatures present an alternate new paradigm that yes, you can get knowledge in another way, which is to receive the knowledge by the descending process. Yes, it's a very conducive opportunity. In the latest National Geographic edition, the cover page article is, there is almost certainty that there is intelligence life in other parts of the universe. So, this is what scientists are also beginning to think. Yes, please.
If Krishna has some mission, then why it is taking too much time?
Yeah. We must understand, it's a good question. Why does Krishna, if it is his mission, why can't he just do it like that? Actually, it is possible. It is not a big thing for Krishna. Krishna can do it. But let us understand a little bit, what is this mission of the Lord? A little more carefully. Let's go into the details. The mission of the Lord is that we must return to the spiritual world. And in the spiritual world, what happens? We are engaged in loving devotional service. Now, in other words, if we have to go to the spiritual world, we must develop love for Krishna. That love for Krishna cannot come unless freedom is given, free will is given to the living entity. If I show a gun and tell all of you, here all of you are in the room, you love me or else I will shoot you. You will say, yes, yes, I love you so much. And slowly you will be walking towards the door and slip away. Enough of him. You will not have real love. Isn't it? So God cannot force. Not that he cannot, he doesn't want to force. You love me. So he has said, if you figure out, you deliberate, you understand, you think over, and then you decide if you want to love me. These are my attributes. These are your attributes. This is your position. Right now you see how you are suffering. If you say, no, I'm not suffering, I'm enjoying here. Okay, continue. I'll give you life after life, body after body, you can be here. You see how it is? That is why Prabhupada says, one of the important realizations for a devotee to advance in Krishna consciousness. In fact, Prabhupada says, your Krishna consciousness has not begun if you have not developed the conviction that this material world is a miserable place. This material world is not going to give me happiness. Whatever manipulation I do in this material world, I will not be happy unless that realization, unless that conviction has developed. Our Krishna consciousness has not begun yet. If we still have hope that I'll just do something, I'll just, I'm so smart after all, I'll figure out and I'll be happy in this world, then we have not yet begun our spiritual life. Nivritta tarshai upagiyamana. Unless our Krishna means hankering, is nivrittaha, means retired. We are retired from hankering. This explanation only, this Bhagavatam verse, Prabhupada is explaining, elaborating like this. Unless we have come to that determination and conviction that this material world, seeking happiness, search for happiness in this material world has ended, we have not begun our spiritual life. So Krishna will not force on us, take love, don't like, doesn't matter, you take love from me, love of me. Then it has no value. That's the nature of love. You cannot force love. I can force and give you big sums of money and put in your pocket. Right? Any kind of material benefit. But love, you have to develop, you have to make up your mind, you have to understand what is my situation, who is Krishna, and make a determination. And it should be a firm, well deliberated. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means a considered intelligence. After due consideration, you must make up your mind, yes, I want to surrender to Krishna. That is why it is left to the living entities. And it is left to devotees on behalf of Krishna who go on campaign and try to convince the conditioned souls, please surrender to Krishna, it's for your good. And that is the mission of the Lord, that He wants this to be carried out by His devotees. And we have an opportunity to participate. Convincing ourselves, ongoing, day after day after day, and helping others to convince others that please don't run after sense gratification, take Krishna consciousness. This is what we do. And Prabhupada has given a modern day lifestyle which is filled with these two activities. Making ourselves a devotee and helping others become devotees. We want to build a grand temple here. For what? To execute this mission. Because when there is a great, grand temple and when there is a grand institution, then the message of the institution is received in a completely different way. That is the nature of Kali Yuga's mind. When they see glittering, grand, glittering things, then they give more attention to it. Prabhupada said, if I am sitting in a hut and preaching, who will come and listen to me? If I build a grand temple and then preach, then you will come. There was one, actually Prabhupada had built a temple in Mayapur, and one businessman from Calcutta had come and he asked Prabhupada, why did you build this big temple? So Prabhupada said, I could have been under a tree, you would not have come and listened to me. Now I have built a temple, you have come all the way from Calcutta and now I can talk to you. That is the way. That's why we need all this for furthering the mission of the Lord. Yes, last question.
We all came in this material world, we came all together on a single day, single moment, or we came like gradually, time by time, year by year. This is how we all came here together.
Just like, the question is like this. Suppose we go to the prison. Did all the criminals rush into the prison, something attractive they found one day and they all made up their mind? So, prison always exists. When the government plans a city, part of the city planning, town planning is prison planning. They plan that also. They know that there will be so many law-abiding citizens, there will be a few law-breaking citizens. They should be quarantined here, and that is a place for them. This is for the rest of them. So in the same way, in the creation of the Lord, there is always a small portion in the creation of the Lord where the rebellious living entities are kept there. So there was one devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who said, very, very compassionate devotee. He prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, living entities are all struggling here. Their karma is holding them to this point, binding them to this material world. My dear Lord, transfer all the living entities' karma to me. Let me be here. And it may take many, many, many yugas to clear that much karma. Let one person, let me take, and you take everybody back to Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased by that devotee's compassionate gesture. He said, moment the universe is empty, another set of your living entities will fill up. So there are so many number of living entities. Now, exactly when this came, when I came into this world, how many years back I entered the material world? I mean, these are all interesting theoretical questions. They are not very practical questions.
There is a possibility that even now, today, some person can come from spiritual world to this.
Theoretically, there is a possibility.
Even
Yes.
from Vaikuntha and Goloka.
Yes, it is possible. Theoretically, yes. That's the principle. That's how we fell from the spiritual world. Means the living entity can fall from the spiritual world. In other words, Krishna has not locked up the door. Nobody can go. You have to love me, whether you like or not. You have to be here. No, he has kept the doors open always. If you don't like to love me, yes, you can walk out. Out you will be in the material world. So that proposition always exists. That's the way. We'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada Jai Gauranga ki, Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Shri Vrindavan Dham Jai, Nitai Gaur.